welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. So for those of you who are new, I am currently a freshman in college and I go to a private Christian university, and so today I thought I would kind of talk about what it's like going to a private Christian university, in case you're like junior or senior in high school and maybe considering going to one, or if you're already in college and maybe want to transfer, or even if you're just curious and want more information. I'm going to share my experiences here so far, and also what I learned about the others I visited on college visits, just kind of like a general of what I think they are. Of course, I can't speak for all Christian universities, but this is at least what mine is like and the other I visited. So without further ado, let's get into the information. Before I get into like the specific categories I've made of information, I just want to say that if you're going to a Christian university, you kind of want to be like a dedicated Christian. Like, you don't have to, obviously, but if you're not willing to grow in your faith, then you're probably not going to like it as much, and you'll see why when I talk a little bit more about it. But it doesn't really matter where you are in your relationship with God, whether you've grown up knowing Him your whole life or if you just accepted Him into your life like yesterday. It doesn't matter, but it does matter that you want to become a better Christian and grow your relationship with God and your knowledge of God. It'll just work out a little bit better, and you'll see why here in a second. So the first thing I want to talk about is dorm life. I'm in my dorm right now. The things that are different from regular universities and like Christian universities, one of the things is that my dorm is all girls and boys are not allowed. Like, they're not allowed to come into the wings or the hallways. The only time they are allowed in the building is like in the lobby area, and that's only in like certain hours, and that's it. And the same goes, like, girls aren't allowed to be in the boys' dorms either. Just, I mean, it's kind of obvious if you're Christian, you know. So like, my dad was able to move me in and he's able to move me out at the end of the year, and that's it. So it's kind of sad because he didn't even get to see my like completed dorm because he's not allowed to come in, and right now with COVID things are shut down even more, so like neither of my parents can come into my dorm right now just because they're outsiders. But yeah, it's just kind of common sense, I guess. Another thing that is a little bit different is curfews and room checks. So this is pretty much just for safety. They want to know and make sure you're not like out in the community still, and if you haven't come back and they don't know if you're in danger or not. So our curfews during the week are midnight, and then Friday and Saturday nights is 1 a.m. So it's not really that bad. But again, just to kind of make sure you're safe and they know where you are. And the RAs from the hall come and do a room check every night at like an hour before curfew pretty much, just to see where you are. And if you aren't in, that's totally fine, nothing wrong with that, but you just have to check in with the one at the front desk in like the lobby area so they can like check you off and make sure, you know, again, just for safety. So it's actually a good thing. If you know that you can't make it back in time for curfew, or if you're staying overnight somewhere like for sport, or if you're going home for the weekend, they have passes, late pass, overnight pass, and weekend pass, and you just have to fill it out like an hour before the curfew of that time, and then you're good. And they have like 15 of those for the semester at my college, they do. So I mean, it's not really that bad. So again, my family appreciates it because my parents are protective of me and they like the safety measures. And one more thing again with the safety is that actually our dorms are locked, so like not the main entrance but like each of the wings. To get in, you have to buzz in with your student ID, so that's good that just not anybody can come in the dorm. It's like, you know, only the residents who live there, so like people just can't walk in when they are on a visit. Like, they have to be on a specified tour, and like the maintenance people can't just walk in, you know. So it's pretty good and they're pretty safe here. The next category is Christian life. And this is kind of what I was talking about. If you're not willing to grow in your relationship, you're probably not going to like these things. One of the things is required chapel. So my college has chapel. They used to have it on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but this year because of COVID, they only have it once on Thursdays. And actually, this is the first semester we got to have in-person chapel. Last semester it was just live stream, so that has been pretty cool. Anyway, they have it at like 9 a.m. on Tuesdays and 9:30 a.m. on Thursdays, and you're required to go. You get like 3 misses for the semester, you know, if you accidentally oversleep or you're not feeling well, especially important right now. But yeah, right now it's not required, but in normal years it is. But again, if you actually like going to church and stuff, you're not gonna have a problem with going to required chapel. And the coolest thing about it is that time slot, like the 9 a.m. time slot, where the chapel would take place, the other 3 days of the week, it's blocked out. There are no classes and like nothing going on, so you can use that. I guess for high schoolers it would be study hall time, kind of, you know, extra time to catch up on your homework, or if you need to go talk to a professor, have a meeting with a professor, you can do that, or just go get breakfast, you know. So that was pretty cool. I was really excited to hear that when I was coming here. The other thing is that in part of our gen eds, we also have required Christian classes to take once every year. So like one your freshman year, one your sophomore year, and so on. This year I took Intro to Theology, and that's just like the study of Christianity, kind of. And then next year I think I take Christian Living, which I'm not really sure what that's about yet, but I'm looking forward to it. And I find them interesting, but again, that's because, like, you know, I actually like reading the Bible and that kind of stuff. So yeah, they're required as part of your gen eds, but I think it's pretty cool. And now moving on to social life, I guess. I didn't really know what to call this category. But one of the things you kind of promise when you come here is that you're not going to come in contact with like alcohol or gambling or cigarettes, you know, all that kind of stuff, which is kind of just common sense, but really it's just because you're trying to represent your school well. And so, like, you know, even if you are in summer break, not even in school or with a school function, and you're 21, you're still not supposed to drink alcohol because it just doesn't give our school a good rep, kind of. And so you're kind of promising that, which, I mean, again, I don't really think anybody here is much of a party student, so I don't think that's that big of a problem. Maybe for some people it is, definitely not for me, again, but that is kind of one of the things that you promise here, is that you won't be involved with that kind of stuff until you've graduated. The other thing social wise is that each floor, like each RA, is supposed to lead a Bible study for the floor, which I think is really cool that they do that. This year, again, with COVID, things have changed, and we've just had like printed off ones, since we can't get together as a whole group, and we can do them in like small groups. But normally your RA would lead it, and you'd all get together and you all do a Bible study once a week, and I think that's just really cool to have like a community, you know, the sisters in Christ kind of getting together and growing your faith. I think that's pretty cool that they've had that. So that's just one other aspect that they have at my university. I can't speak for the other ones on that, maybe that's different, but that's one of the things that they have going on here that I really think is cool. Now moving on to academics, okay, I guess the classes thing that I talked about, like the Christian classes, could have gone under this category, but the only thing I'm going to talk about under academics is the dress code. So there is a dress code, and it's not for the whole campus, really, it's just for going to classes. So one of the things that's really weird about my university, and I don't really think is a problem I guess at any other university, is that we're not allowed to wear shorts to class, which is kind of strange if you think about it, but really it's just a modesty thing. You know, they don't want girls wearing short shorts, and really for boys or girls it's not professional, and this is higher education, so you want to try to represent yourself well, and you're preparing yourself for the workforce, kind of. So shorts just aren't as professional, but you can wear shorts around campus, like that's not a big deal, just not in classes. Actually, they did change it this year, though. They allowed us to wear shorts in the fall. Obviously, we're not going to wear shorts right now because it's freezing outside, but in the fall, they allowed us to wear shorts because they were encouraging us to be outside more. And so there weren't as many people like inside, you know, in big groups. But that might change back once the whole pandemic thing is over. Yeah. Another thing is leggings. You're supposed to have your bottom covered when you're wearing leggings, so you can wear them to class, but just like to have like a long shirt or like a sweater with them or something. Again, modesty and professionalism kind of thing. They really don't enforce this one that much though, but I know it was a rule, and actually my mom was like really happy about it. She hates leggings, but yeah. And another thing is no tank tops. This is kind of common, like you couldn't wear tank tops in high school, or at least not to my high school, for boys and girls. Like girls can't wear the spaghetti straps, boys can't wear like the cut off bro tank things. Same thing, modesty kind of. And no crop tops either. Same category kind of thing. And then obviously this year masks are required in classes, but you know, once they get things figured out, that might change. But as of right now, like, you have to be wearing your mask to class, which is good. It makes me feel safe that the professors enforce that. So yep, that's the dress code. Some people might not find it very fun that there is a dress code, but it's really not that big of a hassle, at least not for me. I guess might be for other people who prefer to wear leggings like all the time and stuff, but yeah, it's doable. And the last category I'm going to talk about is just overall campus culture. Everyone here is so nice. Like, I love it so much. And it was funny when we came here and everybody's so nice, and we're like, do they know we're like on a tour or something? They just told people like, oh, it's a specialty day for the senior students to come visit, so everybody be nice. But no, that's not true. People are just nice 24/7. Always saying please and thank you, holding doors open for one another, saying hi when you pass them by, like even if you just recognize them barely, like from one class or something, and then you're saying hi. Like, it's just, people are so nice. And I don't know if that's just because it's a smaller school and you know people more and you're more comfortable with them and stuff, or if it's just because we're all Christians, you know, or I don't know, there's just something special about my university, I guess. But it is just awesome. Everybody is so kind to one another and it's great. Also, just kind of like a, not really a tip, but just to let you know, college kids are way less judgmental than high school. Like, high school is such a rough time because people are so judgmental and rude and stuff, but college kids could care less of like if you're wearing sweatpants in a messy bun to class. Like, I mean, again, the teachers might, or the professors I should say, might be like, that's not very professional, but they're not going to point it out. They don't care. And college students don't care what you're wearing or how you're acting. Like, they're just minding their own business and pretty chill. So just to let you know, for the high schoolers out there, it gets better. Like, I promise, it's not this rough and judgmental and hard to be yourself all the time. And this is super great because I know this is kind of a fear in college, that like professors are mean and scary and don't care. But at my university, and I'm hoping all Christian universities, the professors really care about you. They want you to succeed, get good grades, understand the material. They take time to actually get to know you and like your personality, and they want you to succeed and graduate on time. This is a really cool story about my interior design professor. So for some reason, our classes are like only offered in certain semesters in certain years, meaning like one class could be only offered in the spring semester of odd years, so you have to really plan out your schedule like all 4 years. Sometimes things go wrong and things get switched up, but my professor said like, you're gonna graduate on time. Like, even if there is only one student who needs to take that class this semester, she'll do an independent study and make sure you get it on time. Like, it's just awesome. All the professors are like that. They care about you and want you to succeed and want you to get a good job and just, you know, have a good life with a career you enjoy. And so it's just awesome. So that is what it is like going to a Christian university. I hope this information helped you. Again, that's what is common with my college, and also a lot of similar things to the other one I visited. And I can't speak for all of them, but I'm assuming there's a lot of like similar trends with some of the aspects in a lot of different Christian universities in the US. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video and the information was helpful and interesting to you. I, again, maybe am a little bit biased because I love it here, but it's really awesome going to a Christian university and I recommend it. So please like this video if you liked this video. Feel free to subscribe too, because I do make a lot of college related videos, since obviously I'm in college right now. And also, if you guys are interested in me making an informational video of what it's like being on a college golf team or just like a college sports team in general, I will definitely share my experiences with that because it's been really fun too. So yep, I think that is all. Thank you again for watching. Stay safe and healthy and warm too, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.